back up a little bit. I'm all in the camera. Yeah.
He has the camera all the way like up.
Up.
I don't want to
No, you're fine.
You're fine. You're always fine.
No. I don't like.
Well, we want
secret. I do not like being in front of the camera.
Why?
Why not?
I just don't. Never have. I don't know why. Never thought about it. I just know how I feel.
I understand.
You're an artist. You're supposed to feel.
How are you this morning?
I'm okay. I really haven't gotten my day started like I really thought I would. So it's either going to be one of those days where I just do whatever I want to do. It's Netflix, or I might get out. I do have a shoot that I was just called about today at the last minute. So and that's one of those kind of things where I can do it today or tomorrow. So yeah.
You in that
in between
stage.
I'm in that. You know.
But before we get started, you talked about Netflix. What are your guilty pleasures?
I don't know if I can tell you that or not. You know what? No, you know what? This is odd. Okay, so I like everything. I do. I like period pieces. Bridgerton is a hot one. Okay. I like a lot of the Disney stuff. So it can be and literally I can just zone out on Disney. Yeah. One of my favorites, which I have watched over and over again, don't tell anybody, The Incredibles.
I love The Incredibles.
Oh my God.
I love The Incredibles.
He watches it once a month, maybe?
Listen, let me I can't tell you how many times I've watched that. It's amazing. It's fun.
Let me put it to you this way. He actually talks with the movie, like the line by line.
I'm not that bad.
Yes, he does.
I'm not that bad.
Yes,
I like the movie. I think it's incredible.
But my memory's not that good to do that.
Oh.
So you must have
it's like audio subcaptions.
You must have a slamming memory.
God, he does.
I have a really, 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 really good memory.
Yes, he does.
Really good.
A great show that's on Netflix right now is called Lupin.
Sing that.
Oh yeah, incredible, right?
Nice.
I was upset it was only 6 episodes. I was like, wait a minute. And so
it's
we
not
have
enough.
Season. It's not enough.
Listen, somebody got to tell me if they're going to do a second season.
They have to. They can't leave us like that.
Yeah,
oh my God. It was
They cannot leave us like that. So, as they say it's not enough, I'm finding out that you're not enough.
Ooh.
So let's talk about that.
So what do you mean?
Everybody loves Toni. And so when we were getting, first of all, thank you for joining us for the show.
Yes.
Let's get that out the way. And we want to give you your flowers while you're here.
Yes. I'm honored. I'm
and so
honored.
when we're putting the names out there, because
she's nervous.
We came out at the last minute about doing this project.
Yeah.
And so we threw out mailers and we threw out feelers and we're like, yo, we need to interview our people of color and let them know we exist.
Yes.
Who would you like to see interviewed? Toni Shaw.
And
Tanya
Smith was one of the ones.
Tanya Smith.
She said
she didn't tell us. She campaigned.
Yes.
I love her.
And she did this awesome thing. We didn't tell anybody.
We didn't tell anybody
until yesterday. We told Tanya. She's like, "Well, who you interviewing tomorrow?" It was like Toni, and she was like,
"This girl fanned out."
I'm going to finish paying her. I gotta start her some money. Yeah.
So
yeah, that's
she fanned out so severely that it was like, oh my God. She was like Beehive.
Yeah, she
was like the Beehive. So she's your Toni Hive.
She was like, I had 3 of my favorite people
all together.
And it was like, wow, it made me so happy. I don't know.
A few years ago, we did a project in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And so we're all sitting around a dinner table. And we're talking about photographers, especially black ones. And I'm like, do you know Toni Shaw? Have you? I don't know who you were.
No, I don't know who Toni Shaw is.
He didn't know who you were. I knew you were.
You know who Toni Shaw is?
I was
like,
like,
oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, all right.
So now that you know the background about you, what makes Toni Shaw so special that these women and men are losing their minds?
You know what? This is the only thing that I can say. This has been on my mind. And Dave, thank you for reaching out. I can only listen. If I cry, I'm gonna punch both of y'all. Okay?
Yes.
Okay.
So that if I cry, I'm gonna that
punch
may
both
be a
of them.
quote.
So,
Go on.
so if I had to take a guess, it would be because I treat everybody like their family. We have too many people, and I'm just going to use this industry. We have too many people in this industry that preach about helping and supporting and being there for one another. And when the shit hit the fan, they're not there. I can tell you without even hesitating that I'm not that person. I'm there. I tell people who I don't know, who will message me, inbox me, who are following me, who are fangirling, fanguying that, that need some help. I'll stop what I'm doing and say, what is it? Answer their question, and I move on. I give them that time, that opportunity. And if they come back, great. If they don't, I've done my part. But I feel like we preach that whole unity thing, but sometimes, and I'm just going to be really honest with you, I think a lot of it's bullshit. Okay? I really do.
Wait, stop for 1 second. I knew that this interview was going to be hot as hell. We're going to need some tea. But the floor is back to you.
Well, I'm getting aggravated just thinking about some of the moments and times that have happened and that I've experienced. But I think it's just a show. It's just a show. We've got to stop being a show. I'm very, now listen, don't give me any flack about this, but I'm an introvert. I like being behind the camera. And, I like pushing people forward. I like pushing people out of their comfort zones. I don't like people doing that to me. But I love doing it to other people because I like to see people grow. But I just see too many times where people are asking for help, needing help, and they're not there. And people are not there to help them. And I think
why do you think that?
One of the things that jumps to mind would be because some of us are afraid that other people are going to get ahead of us, that they're going to outdo us, they're going to outshoot us. I think it's ridiculous that we have our secret, lighting setups and our secret editing setups, because all that shit is out there for anybody to find if you are smart enough to just type in the word Google and do what you want to do. I mean, really, sometimes I see stuff that people ask, and even though I'm annoyed by it, I still reach out and help them. But I'm like, damn, did you not go to Google? Can you just Google that?
I am the same way. I tell people all the time, whatever you're looking for is literally a click away. Like, let me be your last resource. Let me be your last resource. If you Google it and it doesn't make sense, or you don't know what it's called, then I can help you. But try first. Like, I'm big on effort.
Try.
It's like, put in some effort and try. Don't come to me for all the answers.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know my story, and that they may have read some things, but they don't know deep down. Like, I didn't have anybody to help me. I didn't have a Dallas and Day to help me. Dallas
or Toni.
When I saw you, let me tell you something. When I saw you pop up, you blew my mind. Really? And people were going to your classes and stuff, and I was like, oh shit, I can't go to his class because I'm not there yet, But I love the way that you would reach out. Now, what I'm so excited about is the fact that you have finally come from behind that curtain. Because you stay hidden for a long ass time.
Long time.
And I was like, that was in front of a camera. He's out helping people.
2 reasons that did that: COVID and this young man here.
Yeah, because it's a lot. Like, when I was his assistant, you're welcome. When I was his assistant, people used to hit me and be like, "What is it like to work with him?" And I'm like, "Oh, he's normal. He's just funny all the time." They're like, "Really?" I'm like, all the time, yeah. All we do is live. And they didn't get a chance to see it. Yeah.
Everybody says that.
Let me tell you something. This Joker, when he pops up, it's like, you're watching your screen and Darth Vader appears.
Oh my God.
Right?
You call me Darth Vader. Oh my
You know
God.
what I'm saying? Like, what did he just say? And you would just put it out there so nice, plain and simple. But I imagine you having this really deep voice and just really low, you know. And I'm like, this joker right here.
Alto, high tenor.
Literally,
But
like it was a point in time where I kept telling him, I said, people read words on the screen. I remember we were in like different groups, and I was like, they attack you because they don't understand. They can't hear the inflections in your voice. Yeah, so it's like if you listen, a lot of people don't. I have the ability to read something and understand this is what it means, as opposed to there's some sauce in that. So as opposed to this is at F8. You don't need this. It's like, okay, I understand what you're talking about. Put it on silent. And so I told him, I was like, once people hear you and see you, it's a different response. You get a different response when you speak. Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah. But I was gonna say sometimes because he can be an ass sometimes.
Sure can.
Oh my God.
But I know why. But here's the thing. I know why, because I'm that kind of person. I'm very direct. I need you to answer my question. Stop wasting my time. Get to the point.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't even like when people just type. I don't like when people just message me and say good morning. What do you want? Right. Hurry up, and I know it's a good morning. Now, what is it that you want? Just go ahead and jump right into that shit and just let me know what the deal is.
We was talking about something this morning. And he was giving me something. I'm like, just cut to the quick. He was like, don't tell me the bullshit. Just cut to the quick. He's like, damn. Yeah, they need this. I said, okay.
I think
that's it.
I think with me is it's the understanding. It's like, okay, let me tell you what he just told me, as opposed to what it is, because I didn't take it in. I'm like, oh, this is what it is. This is what he said to me. So you can take everything that he said to me. Remember, I have a good memory. He said, bop, 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 bop. So you can't ask me any questions. I just told you everything, but you can't cut me off and say, just tell me what it is. Like, you have to listen.
But you know what? You know where that came from for me? I was in corporate. So I work directly with my CEO, and a lot of times he's walking and I am having to walk with him, and he's saying, just get to the point. Tell me what you need. Tell me. So literally I learned how to cut out all the middle and just boom.
It makes sense. No, I appreciate it. And I saw you in Clubhouse and how you speak in Clubhouse. I'm like, oh, I like her. She's just what we need.
Exactly.
Like when I tell you, it's so refreshing. Like when you speak and it's like, oh, this what I know, period. And I'm like,
you know what?
Yes. You know what the worst sentence is, though? You know what the worst sentence is when they go, let me give you a little background. It's like,
yeah. I haven't been on Clubhouse much, and I'm gonna tell you this, and you just tell me if I'm wrong. And because it's like people are trying to be more than what they are.
Yes.
And everybody's great and everybody's wonderful. And then when you look at their profile, you be like, whatever. You know, I just shut down. Shut down. So I don't join, but I only join like 2 groups. It's yours on occasion when I have the opportunity, and Dana's. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
pretty much.
That's pretty much all I get to. But and the other thing is, I just don't feel sometimes, and people call this imposter syndrome, that I have any more to say than anybody else that's out there. That's being said. It's already said. There's no reason for me to say what somebody else has said.
But you want to hear something different? We have to disagree with that, because
I knew you would.
You know what? We're all teachers. We're all educators.
Yes. And
you and I can walk into a room, and I'll say F8 is blah blah blah. You walk into the room and you'll say F8 is blah blah blah, and they'll go, oh,
yes. And another
because
thing,
you have a sauce. You have a Toni Shaw sauce.
Yes.
Dallas doesn't have.
Another thing you have, there aren't many people in the groups that we've been in that do composite work. There aren't people, especially not Black women, who do composite work. And also you're seeing your portrait work. Your portrait work, period, is something to be discussed. There's a lot of photographers out there that do beauty work, that do a lot of not landscapes, a lot of landscapes and photojournalistic work. But coming from a portrait standpoint, like we in the room and it's usually Audrey, and that's usually it. So it's like if we got an Audrey and we have a Toni Shaw, it makes it people can learn more from, and you have you and your orgy work is completely different.
And what makes it so funny is
when
when you do your composite work, you're not doing sci-fi and cars exploding, all that stuff. Your composite work is like Forrest Gump. Meaning,
like, was she there? Yeah.
It's like when I first started opening a Forrest Gump, I kept saying, how do they make the feather go like that, the whole scene? You make it seem realistic and seamless. So there is no fantasy there. So it's like, how does she get her f-stop to do that? I'm sitting here with my camera like, okay, that f-stop looked like 0.9, and I'm trying to figure it out. And it's like, no, I just did blah, blah, blah. It's like,
ignorance. It's because I know no better. That's what I was going to go back and say to you. It's like, I never had any help. A lot of people do have the help. Like, they do have the $1 in a day. When I was coming along, I was so oblivious to the photography world. I don't think I even really thought about reaching out to people outside of my circle in this triad area. So the other thing was, most of the women that I reached out to, I'd be like, hey, here's my card, contact me sometime, maybe we can talk, whatever. Nothing, and then as I realized that I wasn't going to get the answers from people that I was trying to reach out to, I just dug in and just started shooting. I listened to a lot of video. I listened to a lot of it was a show that used to come on all the time. But I would always just listen to a lot of people, and I was at work. I was working a full-time job, one of the best jobs I've ever had, and I would literally have a earpiece hidden under my shirt, running to my ear. So it's on this side. So everybody
on the blind side,
way,
right?
They couldn't see it. So I'm like this. I did that. Breaks, lunch, I was just absorbing everything that I could, even though I couldn't apply it. So when I finally got tired of my job, I literally walked away. I had nothing else in mind. I was just exhausted, going to work, coming from work, just, burnt out from the whole experience. And I said, I'm giving myself 3 months to make this work. And that's been about 12 years ago.
I understand. I understand.
Wow! Congratulations. We always wonder what was the driving force, and to hear yours was you, and you pushed yourself through.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
But you know what else pushes me?
What?
Negativity.
What's your sign?
Let me tell you something. Cancer.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. Talk shit about me. Don't support me. Don't whatever me. I will work my ass off to make you look this big.
I will show you.
I will show you. And you don't even know that I'm showing you. You don't even know that I'm showing. You don't even know that you are my driving force. You don't even know that.
Yeah.
There are people in this industry that are my driving force. I don't even know what. Listen. I don't even know what their website address is, but I know how you feel about me.
Absolutely.
So what I do is apply all of that energy into just being as best that I can be, providing the best product for my clients, going back and reviewing that, looking to see, damn, why did I post this sorry shit? And kicking myself, saying, okay, I can't do this anymore. I gotta do better. It's every day for me. I promise God when I went into this, if he would help me do the things that I want to do as far as being a better photographer, that I would, number one, help other people, Black or white, but also help my community, help my Black families have the things that white families get all the time from their photographers. I want to expose those people, my people, to the type of work that whites were giving their clientele. That was a driving force for me.
Wow.
So I didn't do light and airy, but I was trying to figure out how to do that bokeh. I didn't have a 200mm fixed lens, but I photoshopped the shit out of it to make it look like it.
Yep.
So there were things like that, trial and error, and that's why my people in my circle, they would say, one of the things I would always tell them is just shoot. Shit, stop trying to be perfect. Stop trying to copy Dallas. Stop trying to copy Dave. If you just shoot and shoot until you are tired and shoot some more, you don't have any choice but to get better.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I tell people all the time, photography is a do and it's a seeing thing. It's not something I can tell you, but you won't understand
you won't
until
you
do
it. Exactly. And
Man,
a lot of people thought that we just didn't want to give them information.
It's like, no,
so
I'm giving you the information. I'm giving it to you. This is the reason why I'm telling you. Just jump out. I guarantee you won't fly.
I guarantee you.
Just jump.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about your history. Where did the artist in you come from? Because you didn't just work in corporate America and woke up one day and say, I'm an artist. Where did that come from?
Okay, so long story short, as a child, I had a babysitter who was an artist. Big dude. His name was Lee Butler. He was an artist. He drew comic strips because you're a product of your surroundings.
Yeah.
I did the same thing.
Nice.
Then when I realized I was better than he was, that was a thing for me. Again, it was like that push. I push my own self. I do push myself.
Yeah,
so,
you do, which is great.
So I started drawing and painting at probably, I'm going to say, around the ages of 6 or 7. And then my family was saying, hey, my dad was a artist too, which I didn't know him. He was killed when I was 1.5 years old in the saloon, and they called it saloon then, in Maryland, and in Baltimore, Maryland. And he and my uncle, his brother, both were killed celebrating one of my other uncles' return from the service.
Wow, I'm so sorry for your loss.
Double murder, double funeral. I'm 1.5. My mom is single. I was raised with my grandmother in the country. I'm a country girl, totally. I mean, chickens, eggs, the whole thing. Okay.
So when you make your chicken soup, you use chicken feet?
No, that's nasty. That's nasty. That's nasty. You threw me on that one. So, but a predominantly white high school. I was the first Black drum major in my school for 250 some marching members. There were only about 10 Blacks in the entire band. Still painting, still drawing. The city and the county, the school system hired me to do murals. All of this, the county. That was, listen, I didn't work at Burger King or McDonald's. I was working in schools. I was painting murals in schools. So
and how old were you? And how old were you then?
15, 16.
Wow.
Yeah, I was making like $700 for a week just doing painting, just painting a wall.
Wow. You was making money without flipping a burger.
Right. Oh, so we fast forward. Went to Salem State University, went to school for fine arts, and I took film classes. That was a requirement. And after school, I never really did much of anything but just odds and ends graphic jobs here or there. I did not get interested I had an interest in photography, but let me tell you something. The era that I grew up in, I'm 55, there were those photographers, it was nothing but men in the industry, okay? And they didn't share. They didn't tell you. They didn't help. They didn't, none of that.
What is that about?
I told you.
None of that. So it was the family photographer, which was my stepfather's brother. Photos everywhere. He never would take photos of me. You can look on the walls, and there was never photos of all the family members, but I was nowhere among it. Nowhere. Don't know why, but listen to this. Guess who did the photography for his funeral? That shit come around.
See how God gets you?
God has a humor that we don't even understand.
And it's vicious.
The family,
sense of humor is vicious.
The family hired. Now, this is something I've never admitted or revealed to anybody. This is what I'm telling you right now. Not even my family. But literally, the family hired me to be there and do my thing. And I don't know if you all have seen my other site. It's memorialimprints.com. I shoot.
No, we're going to check it.
I shoot funerals.
Wow, didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, been doing that for 16 years. So part of my income is from that industry as well. Something that I just kind of made up because nobody else was doing it.
No,
so
you feel the niche.
I started doing that first. But I got into photography because of my daughter, who's 25. So I've been shooting her as, you know how we do. Put out the camera, shoot. And then that same CEO contacted me and said, hey, Toni, I saw this little album, little cheap little Walmart kind of album. And I love your work. And that man hired me to do it was a Fortune 500 company, to do a shoot for the entire company. And guess what I shot it with?
What?
A Nikon point and shoot.
What?
Well,
and a raggedy green screen that I didn't know how to use. I did the calendar, and then I got so much support. And all you need is somebody to tell you that's good. And it helps elevate people. It helps elevate people. So every time somebody would say, Toni, that's a great job, that made me, even though this stuff sucked, it made me want to do more and do better. Right. And I've just constantly done that. I mean, constantly. It's just a repeating, process for me. Even now, when people say, Toni, I love this. This is great. And I'm like, thank you. I don't swoon over my work. I do the job. I move on to the next job because I'm trying to do better than the one that I did before. That's all that I'm doing.
I understand that push. Everything that you're saying, oh my God. I understand it. Your move and everything, I get it. I get it.
Yeah. So I don't know what the question was you asked me, but anyway.
No, that was perfect.
That was
perfect. No, that was perfect.
It's just,
you want to know how you got into this.
You have to have a passion, and some people would say to me, and I know you guys understand this. They'll say, I want to be like you. I want to be like Dallas. I want to be like that. I want to. No, you don't. Because when I start telling you what to do, how to do, and I'm on your ass all the time about doing or not doing what you need to be doing, and you are constantly making excuses. I have my son with me. I got my daughter with me. My daughter carried my books for my bag for me.
We had a puppy that we had to take to the photo shoots because he was still learning.
Yeah.
Right. You do what you want to do. You do what you have to do. And you don't let anything and anybody get in your way. You can't do that. You can't let your own self get in your way.
Yes.
And sometimes I struggle with, trying to decide what I want to do next, how, goal setting. I have trouble with goal setting. So I kind of let things happen as they may. And when I got into this industry, this is the kind of ignorance that I had. I didn't know that it was a big thing to be published. I had no idea. I didn't know that there was a thing. And then people started contacting me. How do you get published? Hell, I don't know shit. My client called me and said, hey, I'm going to be in the magazine. I need a photo. Okay, they need a magazine.
And you're published, right?
And I'm published. So it's a situation where, for new photographers specifically, and I love working with new photographers. I love teaching them. But you really got to be serious about what you say you love. But you also can't take for granted the talent that God has given you. If God has given you a talent, you better work like you're going to die tomorrow to use that talent. Because that's what I do. And I realized I didn't realize until recently there was an alcoholic, a workaholic.
Yeah.
Not an alcoholic.
Sure, you're not. No.
But yes, I'm an alcoholic. No, but
what you saying is speaking gospel, like literally everything that you're saying that's my life. Everything that you're saying right now, that is my life.
It's what I live by.
Yeah. And it's like you have to work all the time. They're like, well, why were you up 5 o'clock in the morning? I was retouching. You were retouching at 5 o'clock in the morning? I do what I have to do to get the job done.
You want to hear something funny? When he first started hanging out with me, and my phone would ring off the hook, sometimes as late as 2 in the morning. He's like, why are people calling you all the time?
At 2 o'clock in the morning.
What is that about? Because they're in California, so in a different time. And
They need something as soon as possible.
And then when he started getting into my world, and then he started getting the phone calls at 2 in the morning.
Yeah, so but think about it, before you, when I was producing, I used to produce throughout the night. So because during the day people call and they text, it's like, oh, leave me alone. So at night when everything quiets down, I get to work. And then I just go to sleep like 6 o'clock in the morning and then go to sleep and then wake up and then I answer all their calls. I do that stuff later. But I have my time. I need my time to get my work done. My quiet time.
That quiet time.
Work like you.
Are you a only child?
No, it's me and my sister.
As a matter of fact, he's the oldest.
I'm the oldest.
I'm the youngest of 13.
Listen,
Listen, we were born the same year. We didn't have a lot of TVs back then.
Mine were black and white, okay?
See, exactly. Exactly.
Look,
so let's talk about how you got into teaching. What made you start teaching and mentoring people?
Yeah.
Too many people asking me for help. And I said, you know what? I gotta monetize it. So where I actually started, and I kind of eased into it with the help of people who are not photographers, but I started doing what we call a Go Click workshop. And the Go Click workshops were designed for people to come out and just shoot to build their portfolio. The reason that I did that was because I was that person who struggled trying to figure out ways to build the portfolio because I was too dumb to realize I could get a model. I didn't know. And I really didn't like working with models because they thought they were cute and they weren't, or they thought they could pose, they couldn't. Okay. You know, the whole, I don't know how y'all do it. Let me tell you, my hat's off to you all in that.
My hat is off to you dealing with kids.
Yeah.
Love them. I cuss them out like everybody else. and they laugh at me. They do. But you know, all this stuff, I'm like, what you
show me that again? What
I don't know how y'all do that because I'm like, nobody does that. Nobody does that.
But you know what the problem is when people who don't understand try to
do it.
Normal people pose like that. And it's like, it's not as magical.
That's true.
That's true. What happens is, what I learned is, it's things that people do naturally that makes the photo look great.
Beautiful, yes.
Like literally, whenever we're shooting like women and they go and you're talking to them and they do something like this, and I'm like, oh, that's beautiful. That's usually a pose. Like, that's my go-to.
But we can't tell a dude to do this.
Yeah, dudes don't do
It's just no.
I only have 3 poses for a dude. Y'all go back and look at my work. It's like here.
So what made you make your niche with children, like the ballerinas, which are stunning and all that stuff? How did that come about?
Oh my God, guys. You know, when some people I could slap people because some people would say, oh, you shouldn't use your clients to practice on. That's what I did. So, and I know it's bad. You know, some people think it's bad, but that's the only way that I could learn.
That's different.
I went to this is how I got my first big client. I went to a parade.
Okay.
My goal, and I still do it. So my goal was this. I had a plan. I got business cards, I got flyers, postcards, whatever. Stuff my pockets with them. I would get at the beginning of the parade at 5 o'clock in the morning. I would walk from the end of the parade to the beginning because I knew at the beginning I'm walking all the way to the end, right? I get in my car and I leave. So it's an early morning. I get to the beginning of the parade. All the groups, organizations, and businesses that are in the parade, I'm watching them, taking photos of all of them. So here's what I would do. You know, they have the signs on the car.
Right.
Take a picture. You guys who need your business built, listen to this. You take a picture of their sign. Of
their banner.
Their banner. Mm-hmm. Then start shooting in that
area. Start shooting the people on the... Wow.
Let's move to the next one.
Oh my God.
I did the whole parade that way. For years. I did the whole parade that way. So getting to your question, I went to the next group and it was some ballerinas, dancers, and shot them, moved on, went on. I go back home. I send one image via email, or if I couldn't find an email address, then I would do a print, send them one print and my business card, and I got my phone calls within 2 or 3 weeks.
Nice, congratulations.
That's how I built my
brilliant.
business.
That's brilliant.
That's how I built my business. So
You want to go to the parades.
That company had 250 young kids in it. They called me and said, hey, we want to interview you and talk to you about doing some work for us. I had never done that shit before in my life, ever.
Well, and you showed out.
You turned it out.
I've been with them for 10 years, and I have 4 other studios that I shoot for.
Wow. Amazing. I love, listen, when I tell you, I brag about your group all the time.
He really
does.
I brag about your group.
I had a fight. You need to go back and look at that.
I'm gonna go check it. I'm gonna talk about your group all the time. I'm like, listen, the most calmest, I don't know, supportive, so amazing.
You don't have the nonsense.
I was like,
going on in your
what
shit.
group you got? I'm like, that's my favorite group. My favorite group is Toni Shaw's group. I love the port. I talked about it on my lives. I'm like, that group is amazing. They're like, what is it called? I'm like, I don't know if I want y'all in it. I don't know if I want y'all in it. You're not gonna ruin it.
So I had 2 guys in there who were a little annoyed by the fact that I asked for EXIF, and the metadata and stuff like that. So it was some popping off in there. They read what I said to them, my response to them. They took it personally.
Don't they always?
And I'm like, you know what, you clearly don't know me. You clearly didn't read or understand where I'm getting at. I didn't have an attitude about it. I'm just letting you know, this is why I asked for it. Now, that's why we're talking about this for a second. A lot of people hate putting the ISO and all your information in there. I don't like it.
Right.
I don't like it either. Okay, I don't. But I also don't like it when a person is just posting and they're walking away from it, like they just did the best shit ever. And then you're gonna have a person who doesn't know how they did it. They want to know what you did.
Something, yeah.
So I'm just asking in my group for you just to tell us something. Okay, so even though we may not have the same kind of camera, the same type of lighting, it makes that beginner person feel good to at least have some information that they
have a base to work from.
Yeah. And I do know that there are some images, that I have seen, and I want to see if I could create what they did based on their settings.
Right. With your Toni Shaw sauce.
Right. So there is a lot of reasons you can do that. You use that. But I feel like I just didn't want it to be a mobile picture type of situation where you're just posting all day and not providing any kind of meat or nuggets for the viewers.
Yeah.
So since we're talking about these Facebook groups, I've known you've seen a lot of the drama that's been floating around there throughout the years. My question is, why do we have this drama amongst ourselves? Why do you think that?
I think everybody's trying to be that person, that they're trying to gain notoriety. I think a lot of it has to do with notoriety and just being known for the best. And then that, that person or those people, they're trying to feed themselves by, us using, their products and, their platforms and things of that nature. So it's become very competitive. So the first moment that we feel like we can shoot somebody down, even though we say that we're going to build people up, we do. I think that's just what it boils down to. There are people in the industry that have talked shit about me. I don't know them, never had any conversation with them. I don't troll them, don't follow them, but you got an issue with me. And you know what?
And they always want to be in your space.
Okay.
It's always interesting too. You ever meet somebody who you never met before? They were like, well, I thought you would be this person. Like, they have a wall up before you meet them. And it's like, can you meet me before you throw out some stuff about me? Can you say hi before? Can we talk? Can we exchange? Yeah. You have exchange first before you throw something on me? Yeah. Like, I don't know. I can't stand it. I get that a lot, by the way. It
is a very frustrating situation for me to see that kind of stuff go on.
Especially to me, the same thing especially amongst our people.
Yeah,
because we give them a show.
I have questions about a lot of it, stuff that I really can't say on social media.
Yeah, I would.
A lot of stuff that I just keep to myself, you know, and vent to my closest of close. It's disheartening. It's very disheartening. It doesn't have to be that way. I'm gonna tell you something else. Before people, we got a lot of people who troll a lot of different communities. They look at those are some of the same people who are spreading that negative information to these other groups, to other people, and then they're getting part of the story. So they're making assumptions what you said. They're making assumptions what you did on your platform.
Yeah.
Instead of just coming to you peacefully without bringing
just have a conversation.
And just saying, hey, Dallas, I heard. Hey, Dave, I heard that this was said or done. You know, can you tell me a little bit more so I can get the whole story? That's
you want to know something funny?
Go ahead. We had a situation early on. I'll make this short, and there was this whole thing where a friend of ours who didn't quite always tell the truth. So they would tell you one thing, him one thing, her one thing, this person one thing else. And so in the meantime, one of our friends came and stepped to us like, yo, did you say so and so and so? And I was like, no, ew, does that sound like me? And he was like, I didn't think so, but you know, it just felt like it was wrong. So we all got in the room and we talked about it. And I was like, I never said that to you. And he's like, well, I felt the way about something. I said, yeah, but tell the whole story. Because if you tell the whole story and we have these conversations, you realize how much of a problem I don't have with you. You have a problem with you. It has nothing to do with me. I've never said those words. So it's out of respect. I always tell people, before you place judgment, even if it was a situation you heard from somebody else, ask the person or think about it. Is it in their character to be a way? You know.
But the next step on that is I'll do what you said. I'll go, Tony, did you do blah blah blah? And when sometimes when you bring truth to them, they still lose their minds and they still want to keep that same
energy. Want to fight. They still want to fight.
They want to fight. So let's ask you this. What's the biggest misconception that people have about Miss Shaw?
It's really simple, that I'm a bitch.
But tell us the lie part, though.
They think that I'm mean. They think I'm a bitch. And then here's why. Because I'm very direct.
Yes.
We talked about that a little bit. We can allude that to a little bit. I'm very direct. But the other thing is people forget the tonality that you see on a screen may not be how it's actually coming out of my mouth or my head.
Yes.
So stop making it. You cannot make assumptions that I have an attitude, that I'm being the know-it-all, that whatever. I'm just saying it, getting to the point. If you have any questions, ask me. I will help anybody. There are people
I love that about you.
I will help anybody. And sometimes it gets a little frustrating because, you know, it gets a little overwhelming, but I know I created that for myself. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want anybody in this industry, black owned photographer companies, whatever. I don't want anybody to struggle. I don't want anybody to be frustrated with themselves, what they can or cannot accomplish. I just don't want it. I know how I felt coming up the trenches by myself. I did not have a circle. It was just me, my daughter, my mother. That's it. And this photography world gave me a whole new entire family, and I love them so much. Now, some of us, I don't like the way we act. I don't like what we say or what we do, but I accept the mere fact that this is how you are.
Yes.
You know?
Lord.
And
yes.
I just, you have to kind of either accept it and deal with it, you know, and move on, or you know, just move on.
Just move on.
Just move on. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the main thing that I get. It's just that I mean. But they've been saying that my whole life, not even when I start photography shit.
I think it's always been direct. When people are direct, people are taken back from it.
And I tell them, would you rather me lie to you?
I say the same thing. So would you like me to lie to you?
If we lie to them, then they're gonna say to somebody else, "Oh, she lied to me. She didn't tell me."
Yes.
So damn if you do,
damn if you don't. That's how it happens.
So
like, do you say it better? It's like, how would you like for me to tell you that you're
I say the mean bitch and keep on growing. That's it.
And I keep telling people, how would you feel if you have to continuously change yourself for everybody?
You have to constantly censor yourself to have a conversation.
Listen,
how would you feel?
Let me tell you, I will not change. I will not change. I will not change. I will try to come to your level to help you understand who I am.
Yeah.
And if you cannot do that, it is okay. Like I told these people in this group, in my group, under this post that I want you to see.
I want to see it.
You can leave if you want to, and I didn't mean that in the way that you can leave if you want to.
No, you can leave if you want, right?
I mean, that it wasn't like that. I'm saying to you, if you didn't like it, if you don't like,
right?
I won't be hurt if you do that. It's okay. Like you're not hurting my feelings. It's going to be fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Why did I say that?
What did they hear? Exactly.
Yeah.
Man.
It's always interesting to when you talk to people. Like I said, we speak to a lot of people, a lot of mentees, and we have these conversations. And I usually ask them, "What did you hear? Like, what did I say? What was the thing that I said, and that what did you hear? Because a lot of times you say something like, "Oh, you know what? You can work better on your lighting because this isn't flattering." And like, what did you hear? Oh, my lighting is shit. It's like, I never said that.
Light sucks.
Never said that. I never said that.
So
yeah, that's
it's what you say versus what they hear.
That's completely different.
And it's always completely different. Because my line is, are you mad at what I said?
How I said
it, or because it's true.
Yeah.
Pick one of those. We can talk about it.
That's right.
It's very interesting being a teacher, being a mentor, and being in that position because people look up to you and you have so much responsibility
and you have so much power.
And so much power. And it's like, I'm like you. Stop putting me on this pedestal. We the same. Let me just tell you my experiences without you getting upset.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
So let's go back to you. How do you feel when they do that to you? How do you feel when they put the hammer of Thor in your hand and they put you on that pedestal?
Humble.
Mm-hmm.
Like not worthy. There's so many other people out there that's so much better than I am. For a person to come to me and ask for help is absolutely amazing to me.
Yep, same here.
Yes.
I'm truly the epitome of self-taught, being self-taught. I tell everybody I'm a lazy photographer.
Okay, what makes a lazy photographer?
Listen, I finished a shoot in about 30 minutes. Okay.
Is that lazy or efficient?
I know. But I do 30, 45 minutes. If I want to, I stretch to an hour just for the hell of it. My editing process is something that I have created on my own. I am just now beginning to get to a point where I can stop and look at YouTube. Like I hear people talking about YouTube all the time and learning from YouTube. I have never had the opportunity to learn from YouTube because of the business growing the way that it has. So I am just now slowing down to learn how to do things that I have created my own way and style of doing it.
Right.
To a way that's more efficient and effective. You know, I'm getting more time for myself. But I'm humble. Like y'all just don't understand. I'm this little skinny person from a place called Altima Hall, running around in a tobacco field. And for me to walk down the street or go into businesses, hospitals, or conferences, and people know who I am is freaking amazing to me.
And
so did you ever see that little girl? When you were that little girl, did you see that as your future?
Had no idea. Wow. Because I painted, and so I was known for my portraiture. As a matter of fact, this is
yes, please.
I'm gonna show you one. This one is It's old. I haven't. I don't know how old this is. I've never finished it. But this is a picture of my daughter that I just started working on.
Oh, wow.
So this is the base, so it looks kind of jacked right now, like in these areas.
No, we understand. We understand.
But
you better dodge and burn that shit.
Right. So this was my heart, and I built this studio that I'm in now. Just for people was like, oh, you're gonna do photography? Yeah, I'm gonna do photography in here. But I'm finding a lot more peace already thinking about me getting back to my painting.
That was going to be my next question. Well, I'm happy to hear that.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
I'm excited for you. I can't wait to see what's next.
It brings me so much calmness. Because I'm the only child, I like being by myself. I can spend days by myself. So painting, I can stay up for hours, just like editing, just painting and painting and painting. And I have put that aside for over 20 years now. So wow. I'm getting ready to start picking up. I've got everything in place. You all can't see it now, but I've got everything in place. And I'm going to probably start my first portrait probably within the next week or two. I'm gonna start doing to kind of get away just from the hecticness of photography. I'm that unicorn that do multi-genre photography, where a lot of people would say you should only do one area. I didn't know any better when I started, and now I don't know how to stop.
They didn't tell Beyonce to do just one thing.
Yeah, she do that she want. They didn't
tell Whitney Houston to do just one thing.
Let me tell you something.
To do one thing.
Those jokers who had kept telling me to stop.
I'm doing the same.
Oh my God, are you serious?
So okay, I told you a lot of what you're talking about is my story. He's just so fabulous. He's just so fabulous.
We have to talk. We gotta talk. But
I love it.
Oh my God, I did not. Oh my God.
When you were talking, I was like, "Oh my God, Toni, you talking my story?"
Oh yeah. Wow.
A lot of drawing and stuff, and I got the thing, and I was drawing my finger, and then a friend of ours was like, "Here's the pen," and they bought me a pen, and I was like, "Oh my God!" And I was like practicing.
That he kept fighting.
Yeah, because I got
that pen ain't no joke. I got questions. We're gonna talk.
Okay, so
definitely. You made me forget what Dallas.
We're coming to an end. That's what he does. We'll be in chat rooms and we'll all put up our photos. He said, "Oh yeah, look at this photo." I'm like, "God damn."
No, you know what it is?
Yeah.
I'm listening to you talk, and I'm like, she is talking my story.
She's talking you.
I love.
Let me ask you this question.
3
adjectives that describe you and why.
I don't.
Oh man,
you can do this.
I can't.
It's okay. It's okay. We look the
last three interviews.
They couldn't do it.
They wasn't doing it. No one said I'm not doing it. The second one says, "Oh my God, I have to think about it."
Yeah, that's fine.
Listen.
I thought she was about to do a challenge.
It's fine. It's fine.
I can't.
You can't.
Can I ask you this? Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Dan.
I was about to say, can I ask you this? What, in your mind, what's your dream client for Toni? That I always wanted to know. What is your dream client? If you could shoot, work, paint, do anything for anybody, it's like, it will be a pleasure to work for this company.
For a company, a person?
Whatever.
Company, anywhere.
If I had the opportunity to work with anybody, I think it would be painting or photography, Michelle Obama.
Okay.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
She's because I think that she would be open to do anything that I want her to do.
Mm-hmm,
you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be amazing.
The painting I see her doing is Michelle Obama completely butt-ass naked, holding an apple.
Oh, really?
And doing what she needs to do.
Don't listen to him. He's crazy.
That's you, Dallas. That's all you.
That's all me, right?
You know,
that's my
I do bourgeois. I do bourgeois stuff, but I just don't. I can't stand it. Like I do it. Like I don't want to see you naked. that's like what I look, you know. So yeah, I do some of that, but no. Oh my God,
Michelle
I can't.
Obama.
No. Yeah, Michelle would be one. And you know what? I'll tell you something else that I would like to do. Just even if it was just for a short period of time. I think I would like to truly get into the hip hop circuit and do portraits for a lot of the different hip hop. Pharrell Williams, one of my favorites. I would love to do a portrait of Pharrell.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, I'm sure we're gonna come into contact with Pharrell. When we do, I'm gonna make sure that we do the hookup. Tony, we gotta team up. Let's do it.
We gotta pull a Kahinde Wiley on him and get him opinion.
Let's do it. Let's combine our forces and let's get Pharrell.
I mean, like the whole hip hop world, you know, is fascinating to me. Yes, I'm 50, but I love music, and I'm a musician, but as well. I started out with music, playing piano, the woodwinds. Like I told you before, I was a drum major, I didn't twirl. I was the drum major. Okay.
Right. You wasn't a majorette. You was doing the damn thing.
Yes. So I was a drum major. So music is in here. It's in here. And I would just absolutely love, I just love music. And anything art. Art. I'm down for it.
So our last question before we come to an end, well, two questions. What is going to be Toni Shaw's legacy for future generations?
My legacy. You know what? I think here's the thing. I think I want to be known for a lot for documenting the lives of families. That's what I strive to do. I strive to show the importance to my clients, how that we are a dying breed. We don't document our lives. We don't know who our ancestors are because we live in such a fast world. We want to have everything on our cell phone. I want to show you what a real portrait looks like. What the matriarch of the family looks like, on camera. We're leaving families, people that I've worked with, past and present, a piece of art that they could treasure for the rest of their lives.
And our last question: what's in your camera bag?
Yes,
we gotta let the gearheads have their stuff.
A bunch of shit.
I like
Man,
that's the perfect answer.
That's perfect.
I got 4 bags. But let me tell you what my favorites are. So
yes.
I'm not sold for the mirrorless yet because I know mirrorless is going to still have a lot of things that they're changing, trying, and I'm waiting for those damn prices to come down. Okay.
Same here.
I am tight. Okay, but unless you are out, okay. So I just love my D4. I have a Nikon D4. I will shoot it to the death. I have a D700, old ancient baby. But I will use that joker whenever I need to. That's just a little camera that I keep, in my bag. I have when I first started, I didn't have a 7200 at all. I couldn't afford a 7200, so I used a 2040-120.
Okay.
And people were like, "How do you use a 2040-120? It's an F4 and blah blah blah." Me back in the day didn't have a clue that I was supposed to be using something other than that, But I saw a 2040-120. I have 8200s. I love the Godox products. Anything Godox has changed my life because of me shooting as a running gun type of photographer. So I'll do some stuff outdoors, do some stuff indoors, whatever, and it's very convenient and very fast for me. So I have about 4 of those. I have the Sigma Art 50. 1.4. I think it's a 1.4. I have the 7200, a 24-70.
Okay.
You know,
Nice.
You got a complete arsenal.
Yeah, you got an arsenal.
yeah, that's all I'm gonna tell you that I got.
That's it.
Good
That's
enough.
it.
That's good enough.
And because
Okay,
I'm the one who've learned that you gotta be prepared for anything and everything. And since I do shoot so many different types of things, I tend to just gravitate to stuff that I think I might use or need or have a backup for.
We understand.
So,
that's how we move.
Yeah.
We rather have it and not need it.
Listen, I truly respect you guys for what you all do and the way you all do it. The beauty industry, fashion, that shit is hard as hell. It's hard. And it's very cutthroat.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Y'all just stay on that side of the town and let me do my little family portrait sessions.
Right. Okay.
But y'all keep doing your damn thing.
Thank you so much.
We're gonna thank you for letting us give you your flowers.
Thank you so much.
And thank you so much. Now, the last thing we're gonna do is we have to get a good screenshot.
Yes.
So we're gonna hold a nice smile for 3 seconds. Let's come up.
Let's do it.
Let's do this. That'll be fine.
That's fine.
If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. On the count of 3, let's hold it. 1, 2, 3, and hold it. 1, 2, 3. Bravo! That's all we needed.
Thank you so much, Toni.
Let me go get my alcohol.
Thank you. I know you don't do these.
So
I
much.
know you don't like it, but we appreciate you coming out.
We appreciate you, and everybody in the audience appreciating you. So
and
thank
I
you
want
so
to
much.
thank everybody in the audience too. I do. I want to thank everybody because let me tell you, none of us would exist if it wasn't for the support that we get like this.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know. So
absolutely.
Y'all keep doing the damn thing. And
thank you.
If you look, I'm adding to my list. If you need anything, let me know.
So how can people get in contact with you?
Yeah.
The easiest way is through shawphotographygroup.com. That's my website. And there's a link there for contact us or me. Then IG is the Shaw Photography Group. I hate IG, but it's one of those necessary evils.
Yes.
And the reason I don't like it is because all my messages get stuck there and I don't realize that they're there. and I like to be responsive, so it doesn't like me. I like to respond to people immediately, right? IG and my email address is shawtechnology@gmail.com.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much.
I'm going to post this. Probably it's going to be a little bit later today. I got to convert it and all that stuff, but I'm definitely going to have this stuff.
I won't listen to it.
But at least you can share it.
Yeah, you did
I would definitely share it. I'm an introvert, man. When I tell you,
I love this.
I love it.
I love it. Thank you
so much. You have a wonderful day.
Enjoyed it. Talk to you all. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.